Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about um, how these evil, wicked people supplying the children for these demon, serpent race, wicked seed, because they're not human, the flesh for these things to eat upon the kids. And they eat humans too. Um, but this is why y'all people shouldn't look down upon the poor and needy, because these people are all in the government. They all in your music industry. They all in the false churches, and they wicked. Okay, they supplying children and meat, because I'm thinking they doing men and women too if they kidnap. Okay, um, the meat for these demonic things. Now I told you, demons like to eat flesh. They like to eat souls too. That's why when you hear these people talk about these grays and these reptilians and all this stuff, talking about they so hooked on flesh and souls, it's because they like to devour them. That's why they've been cursed that way. Ever since they got kicked out of heaven, them idiots been wanting to control heaven ever since they've been kicked out of heaven. So God kicked them out, okay, because they wanted to control heaven. They wanted to take over heaven. So yeah, they from the universe, all right, but they not. They came down from the universe, was kicked out from the universe unto hell. Okay, so now as much as they want to say they from the universe, which they are, fallen angels, they once were in heaven, but they not good. Okay, they evil. They've been kicked out of heaven into hell. Okay, so in hell they always thirst and hunger. Y'all got to remember that. Hell is always thirst, hunger, and burning. Okay, you will smell the sulfur and rotten eggs down there. It's very hot, and you always thirst and hunger. Okay, and you in torment. Okay, and suffering, long suffering. I mean, second death, I would call it, right? In heaven, told different story. You go up there beyond the clouds. The more you go up, 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 the stars are the actual angels, because angels are full of light. They are shining up there, so they are the stars. So the more you go up to heaven, you will see the angels. The more you go up, you will see the streets in the sky among the clouds. You will see the pearly gates along with the rivers of water flowing to it. Okay. Pearly golden gates, right? And they got gates from south, east, west, and north. So it's a kingdom in heaven up there. Okay. That's where they got kicked out from. They tried to control God's kingdom, right? And Satan got a kingdom in hell down in the earth core. Now, you see the volcano, what you see when you see the volcano burst. Don't you see fire? Right. So you see the fire comes out the volcano and you see the lava. That's the fire and brimstone. That's in the earth core. That's where them things, these reptilian, draconian, grays, serpent race, fallen angels, were in the core of the earth. Now, if you read the book of the Revelation, it talks about how the angel of the Lord bounded them for thousands of years. And when they were bounded, okay, there was a seal that the angel of the Lord bounded them for thousands of years. When that seal was broken and the time was up, they were unleashed. This is the reason why some are in the government, some in the music industry, a lot of them controlling that, right? And they want to eat. They want human flesh. So I'm going to show you, and they want souls too. I'm going to show you the videos on that. But this is why you shouldn't look down upon the poor and needy, guys. Because this is what's controlling the government. And people are idolizing these wicked things. They idolize them because of the money. And it's not good. These people, these things are mass murderers. These things are cannibalistic. Okay? So let's look at this.
Are here now, where there are 1,833 of them that have been living underground between 100 and 200 miles beneath the surface. They've been here, some of them have been here a long, long time. They have lifespans that are thousands of years. They're carnivorous. They are not friendly to mankind, at least the ones that are here.
Are you saying carnivorous, they eat humans?
Yes. And they won't eat a dead human. It has to be alive at the time of the killing. Their preference is children.
If this is truly the case, it would explain where a good portion of the missing children go and how so many children vanish each year without a cause.
Exactly.
And we've been told, people say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, bull. Why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States. You're not supposed to just shut up and not say anything about it because people don't want to hear it? That's tough. Westchester County, in the last 5 years, 3,000...
See what I'm saying? What I told you in my last video. I told you that these wicked people want you to be hushed about what they do. They want you to be hushed while they look down upon the ones that ain't doing that wicked crap, right? But in the meantime, they are the ones being fully wicked. I'm glad he said it like that. You want me to hush up for the bull they doing? Exactly. They want him to do that, but he ain't hushing up. And I'm glad he didn't. Okay? I am so glad and commend this man for telling the truth. More people need to do that. Okay? Because moral of the story is the truth shall come up to the light, right? And demons always crave human flesh and human souls. That is why hell is always hunger and thirsty. Okay? Remember that. When you go to hell, you always hunger and you always thirst. And you also are tormented. Okay? In heaven, you no longer hunger nor thirst anymore. You at peace. You don't need to. You already getting the life from God. So you don't need that. You're already at peace and you man, I'm going to tell you one thing. I didn't want to come back down here. That's how much peaceful it is in heaven. Okay? Now, in hell, the more you go down in hell, the more you see Satan's kingdom. And Satan's kingdom look like a serial killer kingdom. I got to admit, it looks like a serial killer, which he is one. It looks like a serial killer castle. Okay? It looks like that. Okay? So it's not pretty. I'm telling you, down there is not pretty. And them things was bounded down there for thousands of years. Like he said, the angels of the Lord in the book of Revelation had them sealed down there for thousands of years. Now they have been unleashed. Okay? And in order to fight something like this, you got to be like a King David and Elijah. Okay? The Elijah and King David, they were going to war with these things. They were going to war. What do you think the chosen people of God was doing? They were going to war with these things. They weren't playing games with them. They were not. They were not. Okay? Because look how evil these fallen angels are. Eating on human flesh. They are going to crave it. They're going to crave it. They've been craving it ever since they've been kicked out of heaven. Because in hell, they always hunger and thirst. So flesh and souls is what they eat. That's why they always inquire it. That's why they try to lead you astray away from God's word so they can get it. It's pretty evident what they're doing. They want to eat. Now I'm going to continue play this.
Children in Westchester County, New York, have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen? Why should people stay in denial about it?
Now, how are they able to do it? How are they able to come up out of this from underground?
Tunneling systems everywhere. They're being helped by the Greys, and also there are groups within the higher echelon that are actually helping them acquire this.
So human beings are abducting the kids and giving them to the Greys, who in turn give them to the Alpha Draconians?
That's right. That's part of the deal.
That's part of the deal.
They won't come up as long as we feed them down there.
So, he said Helen systems. Let me tell you what the Helen systems are. Those are compromised deals with the devil. So, the people he's talking about are the wicked people that have sold their souls to the devil. Okay? They sold their souls completely out for the devil, giving these children up to them. Okay? That's why he said Helen systems. You got to hail to Lucifer in order to get money, in order to get famous, in order to get rich, in order to get all this and glamour and glitz. In the meantime, they doing wicked crap like that. This is how they getting it. Killing children, killing people, handing it over to the demons. You see where I'm coming from? Why you think I'm telling you not to worship the rich and stop looking down upon the poor and needy? Because you doing this is a very wicked mindset. You are uplifting the evildoers. Okay, this is what God said. They're giving hands and uplifting the evildoers. You uplifting the evildoers. This is what y'all guys are doing. You can't say you for God doing this, people. You cannot. Cannot go out here looking down upon the poor and needy, and you got fools like this sold out to the devil, giving people human flesh. Giving demons the human flesh and supplying them with it. Because they done compromised and made deals with them because they want money and fame and glamour and glitz. This is what they doing. Okay? They do men too and women too. They eat on us too. Okay? These are cannibalistic demons. Been doing for years, ever since ancient Egypt. What you think Moses had to deliver the people out of the land of Egypt for? They were sacrificing over there too. Doing the same ritual crap. Idolizing the demon of the devil and eating on human flesh. They were doing that same wicked stuff. And they still doing it. They still doing it. Okay? These demons are still here because they've been kicked out of heaven. Baby, they've been kicked out of heaven. And they were bounded and sealed for thousands of years. Now that seal has been broken. In order to defeat them, though, you cannot go out there making deals and compromises with them. You just cannot. You cannot go making deals and compromises with them saying you want to be famous and you want to have all this money and glamour and glitz and live large. Okay? Because that's what's going on. People are idolizing these things. Pretty much. Demons wants to be idolized. And the more you give it to them, the more you strengthen the hands of the evildoers. The more you strengthen the hands of them. Okay? They want that glory. And the only God that should be getting that glory is the Creator, Jesus Christ. Okay? But look, they hungry. I told you in my last video they want human flesh and souls. They're not. Was I correct? Yes. I am correct. They've been down there for years. So now let's go to the next video. I'm going to put these videos in the description box below, by the way, so y'all can see it for yourselves.
I saw men, women, children, beings hung up on meat hooks and slaughtered, and their body parts they were dismembered, and their body parts were packed in crates, and these crates were then moved into small UFOs and were taken out to alien colonies for them to feed upon. Some are reptilian, some are what they call the Greys, the Nordics, what have you. Different people tell us that they're all different species of aliens coming from different parts of the universe. I don't know originally where they came from, but I do know this. I have seen many of them on the same ship together.
Now, he said he don't know where they originally come from. They come from the universe. Fallen angels come from heaven. They fell from heaven. It's not hard to understand that, okay? They fell from heaven, but they are in hell now, okay? They come from heaven. Angels are made in heaven because they were made as warriors in heaven for God. But when they go against God and say they want to be gods, they are kicked out. So once they get that mindset that they want to be God and say, oh, I don't want to serve Jesus Christ anymore and I want to be my own God, then they get kicked out of heaven and they come on this earth. Okay? And then when they come on this earth, they go to hell. Okay? So yeah, they from the universe all right, but they're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven anymore. They are in hell now. They're in the kingdom of Satan. Satan kingdom, right? And what they are doing, since he they eating on human flesh, they hungry. I told you hell is like you always thirsty and you always hunger. You always thirsty and you always hunger. Well, this is what demons are feeling like right now. And so, yeah, you best watch them because they are looking and seeking whom they can devour. Okay? They want to eat. This is why they so against Jesus Christ so bad, because if you be a war for Jesus Christ, they gonna have to, it's gonna be a fight. And see me, I'm gonna get me a sword. Yeah. I'm gonna get me a sword because I want to be well equipped in the sword. I already have the spiritual sword of the whole armor of God, the faith and all that, right? It's got a spiritual sword. What comes out your hand is a spiritual sword when you fight demons. But I want a real sword in real life because these things, they done took human form. Okay? They done took human form and they are real in real life. Okay? They are here eating on humanity and eating on their souls too in hell. Okay? But baby, I'm going to get me a sword. And see, their witchcraft cannot really work on me as much because I already know when they come. I done seen a vision of a witch trying to come at me. What I did, I came at her. Okay? So it's like, they do try, but it's like, I'm so much of a warrior in Jesus Christ, it's not happening. It's not happening with me. You get what I'm saying? All right. So the thing is that they are being supplied with the meat. They are slaughtering men, women, and children. And these things are in the government. These things are in the music industry. You idolizing them and overhyping them because of them being rich, when really they are purely evil, eating on human flesh. They've been doing it for a good while now. This is why I tell you not to look down upon the poor and needy. This is the main reason. This is very gross, by the way. Slaughtering people on like meat. Now, I've seen a movie like this. Let me tell you about this movie before I play this any further. It was a long time ago. They had this movie where it said this man were selling special hamburgers. Okay? And at that moment, I was very hungry that night. And I said, let me look at this movie. They say he was selling special hamburgers. He was putting an acquired special taste in the hamburgers. And everybody just was so hooked on that special taste, right? Well, this movie, I don't know what the name of the movie. Well, this man was killing human beings. He was watering them like vegetables and killing them, hanging them on the meat hooks. And, he was slaughtering them. And I said, wait the heck minute. You mean to tell me they really doing this out there? To myself. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Why would they put in the darn movie, huh? Putting in the movie, right? They literally put what they doing in the movies, though. Like, seriously. They put it in your face subliminally. So I said, wait a minute. They eating on human flesh in the hamburgers? Well, there's a video. I'm going to probably show that in my next video. Where a girl got abducted at Cracker Barrel. Okay, she got it when she went in the bathroom at Cracker Barrel, never came out. They asked her all these weird questions on an interview talking about is she an organ donor and crap. Look, found out that girl was tied up going to the meat factory for McDonald's. Okay, they kidnapped that girl, about to kill her. About the unreliable, like they say. Right? But this is going on. This is really going on, you guys. And you people are idolizing these things. These things are purely evil. Stop looking down upon the poor and needy. Y'all need to stop doing that because that's not correct. These things that they honoring are in the government. They are in the music industry. You honoring demons that do this stuff. They eat upon human flesh. And they tell you they do. You honoring mass murders, baby. And y'all out here still idolizing them. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy. Y'all steady idolizing something stupid like that. Something demonic and evil like that. But let's continue.
I have had grays come and take me through the walls of my house and into a ship, and I get on there, and the reptilians there, and then before they're done with me, and I'm on a table, be it having awful things done to me, a Nordic will come in and do something, and you know, I just can't buy that they're all different species that are against each other. I just don't buy any of that at this point. I think they're all working together.
So I'm glad he said it like that. Yes, they all working together. They all demons. Because I've done seen some videos where they try to make these things seem like they separate. I always say to myself, no, they all in the same hell. They're all in the same Satan kingdom, right? And I'm glad he came to terms to say that they all working together. Of course, they all hungry for human flesh and souls. They're going to work together. Okay? Okay, capiche, right? So, I just have to put this out here. This is what's evil and wicked. This is why I say it's going to be a wicked thing I was going to cover. Because what they're doing out here, they are supplying demons with flesh and souls. They are doing that. You see what's going on? Okay. Now, let me go to this next video. And let's see. Right here.
Women.
If anything happens to me, it's because this information is true. And I have a lot more information about who I was trapped to in the government.
See?
People who are in the White House today. If you could redistribute this video, please save it and redistribute it. If anything happens to me, at least I have this out.
She never came back, huh? What I told you. Anytime they tell the truth, these demons come at them, right? Even these people end up going missing. Now, see what I'm saying? Government, right? What I say. You idolizing something wicked like that. These people are rich. They got money. Yada, yada, yada. Yet, what they are doing to the people. What are they doing, people? They killing them. Unaliving them. They want to eat. I've been telling you about hell for the longest time. These things wants to eat. I don't know what to say. Y'all keep getting brainwashed by their music. Let me tell you. That's how Satan get a lot of you. Okay? Yeah, he's good with music. He's talented with music. I ain't gonna lie. Okay? Because, he was given that gift to do so. He was in heaven at one point, using his musical gifts. But he's evil now. So you can't be relying on his music too much. Okay? That's how he's brainwashing a lot of people. More so to get him idolizing. That music game, he got that on lockdown because a lot of people is hooked on that. You notice how they even get their kids hooked on that. It's even more wicked. Selling out their kids in that game, right? This is how they able to get a lot of flesh because of that. Because of that. You idolizing them. You're making deals with them. You're making compromises with them. You're giving them the lead way. You're not serving Jesus Christ. You're dishonoring his name. So you're going to these devils instead. Yeah, I said it, and I'm very much going to say it again. You people need to stop idolizing, making deals with the darn devil, feeding them human flesh and souls. Yeah, I said it. This is why she is missing right now. This is why many people are else missing because of these darn demons and people making compromises with them. Don't want people to talk about it, right? They don't want people to talk about it and tell the truth. But as a Christian woman, I came back down here. See, I was once in heaven. I had to die to go up there. God revived me to come back down, to deliver a message, to say that you people need to wake up. Wake up, wake it up, wake. Wake the heck up. Stop being in denial. Stop being delusional. Stop heeding to the demons that giving you to think that you could be your own God, because you're not the creator. You haven't created the heavens or the earth, so y'all can't create nothing. Therefore, y'all need to humble yourself to God and know that Jesus Christ is your creator. Okay? But as long as y'all continue, right, to compromise with the devil, well, you see, things happen like this. Disappearances, people dying, getting killed off by demons, suffering in hell, eaten, devoured, you name it, tormented. Yeah. So people, if you want to beat the devil, beat the wiles of the devil, serve the Lord Jesus Christ, and get strong as a warrior. Okay, I want y'all to get strong as the warrior. Start knowing how to fight as a warrior. Be like a King David and Elijah. Okay? Be like a King David and Elijah. Okay? Tell them, if I'll be a woman of God or a man of God, let the fire come down from heaven and consume them. Let the fire of God consume them. This is what we're supposed to do. Fight a good fight of faith in God. Not letting these things have their way with children and people. Are y'all crazy to idolize something like that and look down upon the needy and the poor? That's sick. And I'm calling everyone that's doing it that wickedness out. So people, you serve this word here. Jesus Christ is the only God we should be worshiping. Right? Jesus Christ is God.